next up, the next fight we have going on is Niko Price versus Michel Pereira. Pereira. All right. And he odds. Am I shocked to hear this? No. But plus 135 for Niko Price and a minus 165 for Michael.
We're going to call this the battle of the no contests because both these boys have 2 no contests. I would like to say the UFC really needs to go back and expunge a couple of these no contests for these failed marijuana tests, because if you are going to implement that you're not testing for marijuana anymore, all the previous things that you can fix, you should go back and fix. Same for the law. You know, if you're going to legalize marijuana, you need to let the people out of jail who you've put in jail for marijuana. And even the fact that I'm saying marijuana, it upsets me because that's not the legal recognized term. It's called cannabis. And if we're going to start taking this very seriously like we should, you know, Dana White, the UFC, they need to go back and they need to adjust these records. Make it I don't know, just make it like I wouldn't even say a no contest, just a tie, you know? Just take that away, because the no contest, it just doesn't look good, man. It just does not look good, at least for someone like me. I don't like seeing that.
Yeah.
And also for Pereira. I mean, he has his reasons for his no contest, too. My boy's wild.
Yeah, he is. All right, do you agree with the odd makers on their decisions on the favorites and the on the fight? So Niko Price is the underdog, and Michael is the favorite.
No, I don't agree with this at all. So Michel Pereira is legit, okay? But he's also like a extreme wild card. And it's very hard to say that someone like that can be a favorite in any fight, because they don't bring he doesn't bring a specific trait to the table. It's like you don't know what he's going to do. And that, to me, how do you make that a favorite? You don't know how he's going to win. You don't know. I mean, there's options, but I like Niko Price. I like the fighter that he is, although he hasn't really fought somebody at the top. I mean, he fought Cowboy, and I would probably consume some cannabis after that as well, because how do you deal with fighting somebody that's your friend, you know, that you enjoy? But nevertheless, I really do like Niko Price. I'm going with my heart here. I'm not going with the Vegas bets, and I'm going with my heart here. I'm going to say Niko Price by TKO.
Really? Now you brought up a great point. Niko Price, his last fight was against Donald Cerrone. Donald Cerrone, we know, has been on a downward trend. He had a draw, right, with Donald Cerrone. If I'm putting money on this one, which I will, Michael is a big favorite for me to win. I just don't. Yes, I'm looking at the stats right now. 71% for Niko Price by KO. He finishes the majority of his fights.
Yeah, but that's all the fighters before Cowboy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, did he just go easy on Cowboy? Did he really go really hard on Cowboy? I don't know. This is, to me, if you have the opportunity to make a really big name for yourself against a Cowboy and you have a draw against Cowboy, that's saying something to me.
Yeah.
Unless that's your buddy. Unless you'd be like, hey, man.
And, I mean, you can kind of tell, like, there was layers behind that fight. It seemed that Niko Price, they enjoyed each other, you know, and Cowboy had to work himself an angle where he's like, oh, this young man wants to try and take my, you know, my reins. And Niko had to be like, you know, this is the guy that's in my way. But at the end of the day, we know they both liked each other, you know, and it was probably tough for them. But what I feel is going to happen, I think Michel is going to make a mistake. I think he's going to be full of mistakes. He's always full of mistakes. He's very technical and he's very strategic until he's not. And then it's just a bat out of hell, you know?
And that's where I'm like, when you mention he's a wild card, I don't know, but I know what Niko's brings to the table. And if he's bringing the same energy he brought with him when he fought Donald Cerrone, then I will favor a massive wild card over that.
I can respect that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know where I'm coming from on that one?
No, 100%. I think I'm just turned off on the backflips and the
whole.
How many times have we seen somebody jump off a cage and tear their MCL, ACL? You know,
Johnny Walker.
Exactly. And Justin Gaethje, you know, is a lucky man. Like, he did half of that. He did half of those backflips barely conscious. You know what I'm saying? Barely, you know? But I just feel at the end of the day, seriously, I keep reiterating it. I feel Michel's going to make a mistake, and Niko has to capitalize on that. There's too many opportunities that Michel presents with mistakes or flaws or overcorrections or whatever the case may be. Niko has to capitalize on that. And I think he is the more smarter fighter.
Now, I love this. I love how me and you have two completely opposite ideas, but they both make sense. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds like we might have a bet on this one.
I was waiting for you to start throwing some dollar signs out.
A nice little 5 on this one?
I'm down for a $5.
Let's do it. 5 on this one. I
got
love it.
5 on it.